November 22nd, 2025, just 20 days from now, the Pi community is buzzing about two massive developments that could change everything. Reports are flooding in about the global consensus value, GCV activation at $314,159 per Pi, and Pi Network's completion of ISO 2122 integration, the same banking standard used by the world's largest financial institutions. You know what? If even half of these claims are true, we're looking at Pi finally bridging the gap between crypto and real-world banking. African banks like EcoBank, Access Bank, GT Bank and others are being mentioned in these discussions, with talk of $10,000 daily withdrawal limits once everything goes live. I'm breaking down every detail, separating facts from hype, so you can make informed decisions. Follow my Telegram and Facebook pages, links in the description, because I'll be posting real-time updates as November 22nd approaches, and you don't want to miss critical information when it drops. Look, I know many pioneers are losing hope. Search traffic is down, YouTube views have dropped, and people are walking away. But here's the thing, the quietest moments often come right before the biggest breakthroughs. You know what happens if these developments actually materialize while everyone else is giving up. The informed pioneers who stayed engaged will be positioned to benefit, so if you're still here, still holding, still believing, this video is your roadmap. Smash that like button and drop a comment telling me how long you've been mining Pi. Let's show the doubters that the real community is still here and stronger than ever. Let's talk about global consensus value, because this is what separates Pi from other cryptocurrencies. Unlike Bitcoin, where price swings wildly based on speculation, GCV represents a value agreed upon by the Pi community itself. You know what's brilliant about this? It provides stability from day one, giving Pi characteristics of real money rather than just another volatile asset. The $314,159 figure isn't random, it's based on the mathematical constant P, 3,159. According to community reports, this value is being tested within Pi's blockchain for transactions across decentralized apps and marketplaces. Whether this rate will hold when Pi hits open markets is the billion-dollar question, but the model itself aims to prevent the chaos that makes most cryptocurrencies unusable as actual currency. Here's where things get really interesting. ISO 2022 is the global financial messaging standard that connects banks worldwide using a universal language. The global migration deadline for this system is November 22nd, 2025. Yes, that exact date. You know what this means? Pi could be positioning itself to communicate seamlessly with traditional banking infrastructure. Community discussions mention partnerships with major African banks serving millions of customers. If true, someone in rural Nigeria could send Pi to Kenya, and both could convert it to local currency through their bank accounts. That's real financial inclusion. However, and this is critical, there are no official press releases from these banks confirming Pi partnerships yet. We're operating on community reports and speculation, not verified information. This doesn't mean it's false, but we need to stay realistic. The claim about $10,000 daily withdrawals sounds amazing, but let's think critically. You know what determines withdrawal limits? National banking regulations, anti-money laundering laws, and KYC verification status. A universal $10,000 cap across all countries seems unlikely, though localized implementations could emerge based on each country's regulatory framework. Meanwhile, Pi's decentralized exchange, DX, is reportedly nearing completion with multi-signature security systems. Some blockchain monitoring shows consistent values around the $314,159 GCV figure, suggesting real testing is happening. What's encouraging here is that Pi isn't just waiting for external validation. They're building a self-contained economy where pioneers can trade and transact regardless of external exchange listings. Three major questions remain. Will regulators approve banking integrations? Can the GCV hold under real market conditions? Will banks actually support Pi at scale? You know what banks care about: compliance, reputation, and profitability. They need convincing that Pi won't create legal or reputational problems. As for the GCV, when Pi hits open exchanges, supply and demand will ultimately determine price, not community consensus. Stay informed and engaged, but don't make major financial decisions based on speculation. Don't invest money you can't afford to lose. Some of the most significant innovations went through quiet periods while building continued behind the scenes. If even a fraction of November 22nd claims materialize, real banking connections, working ISO 2022 integration, functional DEX, Pi will have achieved what few crypto projects manage, bridging crypto and traditional finance for everyday use. Let me be completely real with you. The November 22nd hype is generating excitement, but I've seen too many major announcement dates in crypto come and go without delivering everything promised. You know what? That doesn't mean nothing will happen, but we should manage expectations. The $314,000 to $159 GCV. I love the symbolism, but that's aspirational, not guaranteed. When Pi trades openly, real value comes from supply and demand, not community consensus. Could Pi reach significant value? Absolutely, if utility and adoption are real. But jumping straight to $314 and $159 per coin, I'm extremely skeptical. The banking partnerships sound amazing, but the complete lack of official confirmation concerns me. You know what legitimate partnerships look like? Press releases and official announcements. We haven't seen that yet. Here's what gives me hope. Pi Network has already delivered real, visible infrastructure. The open mainnet is live, the network is functional, transactions are taking place, and developers are actively building new apps on top of it. Unlike many crypto projects that fade after launch, the Pi core team continues to engage with the community and push updates. That ongoing development matters in a space where most projects never move beyond promises and hype. That said, the progress can't be ignored. The open mainnet launch marked a major milestone, proving that Pi Network is more than just hype. Developers are rolling out new apps, transactions are happening daily, and pioneers are starting to see how their Pi can actually be used within the ecosystem. This stage is crucial. It's where real adoption either begins or stalls. Every new merchant, partnership, and app brings Pi closer to functioning like a real currency, not just a community experiment. Still, patience is essential. Building liquidity and regulatory clarity takes time, and rushing that process could cause long-term harm. The fact that Pi has a live mainnet and a functioning community puts it far ahead of many failed crypto projects. But until Pi achieves consistent, real-world value, where you can easily move it from wallet to bank, it's smart to stay optimistic, but cautious. So my advice remains simple. Stay engaged, but be cautious. Keep mining, testing apps, and following updates, but don't bet your financial future on Pi alone. Treat your Pi balance as something that could become valuable, not something that already is. When the day comes that you can reliably transfer your Pi into money in your bank account, that'll be the real sign that this vision has fully arrived. I'm staying in this journey because I'm curious and the cost is basically zero, but I'm doing it with realistic expectations. Will November 22nd be a game changer? Maybe. Another overhyped date? Possibly. Will Pi eventually have real value? I hope so, but nobody knows for certain. Stay engaged, stay informed, stay skeptical, and most importantly, stay realistic. Subscribe and turn on notifications for updates as November 22nd approaches. Check the Telegram and Facebook links in the description. Hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and share this with other pioneers. Let's watch this unfold together with open eyes and balanced optimism. See you in the next update, pioneers.